Okay, I'd like to welcome all of you to our very first paid co-founder training for the year 2026. I'm Ace, the founder and creator of Full Funding, and let's go ahead and start this off the right way. Go ahead and open up the chat so any of you that are qualified to receive paid training can put your wallet address in. Go ahead and do that now. All right, this is going to be a very important meeting. We got a lot to cover, bring you guys all up to speed. Shake off all the holiday, um, sleep, a lot of times, um, a lot of times we, get kind of passive during the holidays, and that's why I don't really push during the holidays. So holidays are behind us, and we have the transition from the old coins to the new coins to look forward to next week. It's all happening. All right, so let's see here. First thing I want to talk about is one of the things we've seen is sellers that just don't seem to understand how they're hurting themselves. So I want to address that right off the bat because we got two types of sellers. We got members in good standing um, who are not selling, right? So that's what makes them in good standing because they're following the signals or whatever when to sell. And then we've got people that are getting themselves banned because they're prematurely selling. But these guys, I want to talk specifically about these guys that are, they're banned and they think it's all hopeless and whatever, so they're just going to sell off everything. Well, they don't need to do that. We're going to be the prices of everything going to go up, even on the old coins. I expect the prices to go up, so it would just be silly to sell, right? So Hunter, yeah, let's do a little dialogue real quick, okay? If
Alrighty.
if if uh um if you had a dollar, okay,
Your name isn't Hunter.
all right. If you had a dollar and you knew next week that what you had would actually be worth $100, okay, would you sell it today?
I would not.
No. Okay. What if you had a dollar and a month from now it was going to be worth $100? Would you sell it?
I would not sell it now. No.
Yeah. So the same thing's true with $100. If you had $100 and you knew it was going to be worth $1,000, would you sell it?
Nope.
Yeah. See, when you got something that's appreciating in value, it doesn't make sense to sell. So some of our members don't seem to understand this super, super basic idea that selling is hurting themselves. They're missing out on 99% of what they can end up getting. So look, the old coin value, okay, is going to go up from where it's at. I consider them at all-time lows, pretty much, at this point. I mean, they've kind of come up off the bottoms since about a week ago. But we basically finished off last year with a low point with all of our pool funding coins, okay? And that could be seen as a good thing because that means that no one is going to have a situation where they're concerned about, having a profit or whatever that they got to account for. In some countries, that could be an issue. So right now, everything is looking very, very good. And I'll be talking about tax exempt status and all that today. And I want to make sure you're really clear on the value of that and why that is. And so we got a lot of things to talk about today. But what I want to do just early in this conversation, hopefully I can catch the attention of some of these people that, just have itchy fingers and they want to sell. They're hurting themselves. So how many of you that are on this call with me right now actually agree with what I just said?
Absolutely.
Agreed.
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 Absolutely.
Agreed.
So,
Positive.
Agree.
Agreed.
so I,
Agreed.
so I understand that, a person that's selling prematurely probably is not concerned about the community and they don't really care if they hurt the community or not. But since they're demonstrating self-interest out of the point of view of self-interest alone, why would you sell something that's appreciating in value when you can get much more out of it? I mean, we've seen people, sell $1,000 and had they waited a number of months, not even a year, they probably could have sold it later on for $10,000, $20,000 instead of 1,000. They took 1,000 now when they could have got 10 or 20,000 a few months from now. And these are people that have already been kind of banned and kicked out or whatever, but they still hold coin, right? Now, there's not that many. I'm really not talking about that many people here. There's only a few people that would even have that much power or means, at the current pricing. But my point is that it's very short-sighted of anyone to sell something premature, okay? Because the one person they're going to hurt the most is in themselves, and if their entire motivation is self-interest, then they're just hurting themselves. No matter what, we as the community will recover from anything that these few people are going to do, okay? No matter what. So, any kind of setbacks that are set, we'll recover, okay? And that's because we're a group of people determined to do something that matters, and we're going to get there, right? Nothing can stop, a group that's determined to get there. Okay, nothing can stop that. Okay. All right. So is that point very, very clear to everyone?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's clear.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So, I mean, honestly, it's a little bit of a disturbing to those of us that are trying to launch the new coins and everything, get everything moving off in the right direction. To see people selling at this very late stage. I mean, there should be like no selling of anything. We're only like a week away, right? But yet we're still seeing people. I mean, I've seen people sell something and they get $1.50, $1.50 for what they sold, and they sold something like 0.00 something, when later on that $1.50 could have been $150, could have been $1,500. You know what I'm saying? If they just sat on it, but they collected $1.50 today, because why? Because they're not seeing it straight. That makes sense? So so anybody that's got a little bit of more than that, if you've got a $500 of coin or $1,000 of coin, and you just are only interested in yourself, you could care less about the community, you know what I'm saying? Blah blah blah. If that's you, then you're just hurting yourself, and good riddance. When you've sold all your coin, we won't ever see you again. Good riddance. But the bottom line is that if you were smart and waited for us to have price stability, what you're sitting on right now could actually be worth an extremely high amount. Okay. I can't even tell you how big the numbers can get. So, I mean, even 1,000 times more than what the value is, in the market price today. So I wanted to address this right up front. Some of us are concerned about these people, and I wanted to address it right up front that, hey, there's not that many people that even fall in the category that they have any real power to do much at all. There's not that many of them. And then at the same token, those same people, if they're driven by self-interest, someone needs to tell them, like, look, if all you care about yourself, then maybe you want to sit on this for a little while and let it appreciate. You'll get more, right? It's like, some of the things I've seen just make me scratch my head. Like, what are these people even thinking? So there you go. So hopefully that message will get out there. And look, on the other hand, our whales love it when there's price dips, because they like to get as many coins as they can while prices are low, and they're not going to stay low forever, you know. And so this is the best shot a whale's going to get at getting whole coins. Okay. So I mean, there's going to be a point in the near future where getting a whole coin would be practically impossible. Okay. Once we transition to the new coin, I mean, unless you're loose for $500,000, you know what I'm saying, that'll be our cheapest coin, okay, as far as the new coins are concerned. And there are just not that many people that can do that. So those of you that are in a position to accumulate, large amounts of coins, or you can get, whole coins, 1 coin, 2 coin, 10 coin, whatever. If you can end up getting whole coins, holy cow, your future is extremely bright. Okay, extremely bright, because with the high prices that are coming, and that we're gonna make it rock solid as we go forward. Okay, as we do that, that's why we're calling it the Set for Life campaign. What do you guys think of the title of that campaign? Set for Life campaign. What do you think of that?
I like it.
Awesome.
Okay. Because that's what we're talking about. If you end up with a whole coin or more than a whole coin, you end up 2 coin, 3 coin, 4 coin, whatever on any one of our pool funding coins. Holy cow, that's a lot. Okay. Not to mention that that puts you in the perfect position to also, get the co-founder bonus. So if you have 1 coin, then how much are you going to get when you get the co-founder bonus? How many coins are you going to get? If you have
10
1 coin,
coins.
you get 10 more coins. You end up with 11 coin, right?
Right.
So, of course, you want to maximize what you can get. And this is the last week that you're going to have to make that happen. Okay, this is it. All right. So let's see how many people we got. 135. Okay, so we did open up the chat. So if you're qualified for paid training, you can go ahead and put in your wallet address. All right. Okay. On a personal note, those of you that have been paying attention know that I did come to the U.S. because I heard my father wasn't doing so good. And it turns out that he wasn't. And I was able to spend some time with him before he passed away. And he passed away basically a day after his 96th birthday. So, so he passed away. And next week on the 14th is a funeral for him. And of course, I'll be attending that on the 14th. On the 15th, we're launching our new coin. So I'm juggling a lot here. And I appreciate all of you that have been patient with what I've been dealing with. I haven't been online as much as I used to be when I was staying in the Philippines, when I just was online all the time. But I've had plenty to do, since being back in the US and, dealing with family and all that. So thank you. Thank you all for your support on that. Appreciate that so much. Okay. So, but even a funeral is not going to stop us. We're going to, we're going to move forward. Okay. We're going to move forward. All right. Now, let me just I think I want to jump right into what's probably, on everybody's mind, because we have this brand new page up on our website. Let's go there now. Let's talk about it. Okay. All right. So what do you guys think of this new banner here? New coin transition, get set for life campaign. What do you guys think of that banner?
Looks pretty snazzy.
Pretty cool, right?
Yep.
Then you can click on it, and then it takes you straight into, fireworks going off. Wow. Pretty cool, right? Takes you right into this page here. And what do you guys see right here at the top is a countdown, right?
Yes.
Now we have based this countdown, at least I told the programmer what I wanted, and he knows what I want here, and I hopefully programmed it exactly how I wanted it. This countdown should be based on Hawaii time. Hawaii. Okay. So basically when the time zone basically strikes midnight on the end of the 14th, the beginning of the 15th, this timer should be at 0. Okay. And then it should run, 24 hour, a new timer after that should run for 24 hours, giving people the opportunity, a 1 day opportunity to transition from the old coins to the new coins. Okay. So that's why we got a timer here. So can anybody say they didn't get notice? Okay. I mean, how are we doing on providing notice that this is happening? How are we doing there?
Very good.
All
Very
right.
well.
Excellent.
Okay, good. Because we don't want anybody saying, "Oh, no one told me," or "I didn't know," or I mean, we're doing everything possible here to, give you notice that this is what's happening, and you should be paying attention enough to know that a lot's on the table. Okay. Now, if you take a look at, and this is my holdings, in my coins, what I've got, you can see what's sitting in my wallet there. You can see what's being held by the website in the 90-day, that we do the seasoning for the coins, once we acquire them through the pool funding website. any collateral. I don't have any open loans because I pay off my loans immediately, so I don't have any open collateral. But this has been tested and I know it works. I've seen it with my own eyes that this is working properly, the collateral. So that would account for all coins that belong to you, right, guys?
Yes.
And you end up with the total amount of how many coins that is. So in the case of here, you can see I've got 2 PFI and like I got 3 PFS, and you can see what I got there, right? And then you can see that based on the old value here, what is that worth based on the current pricing, okay? And right now it looks like $711 for PFI, 1452 for PFB, 2,756 for PFS, and 14,941 for PFG. Okay, that's the current values of these coins right now. So these two coins I'm sitting on right here in PFI, for example, based on the old coin value, is $1,503. Okay, I mean it's a chunk of money, right? But you know what? It's even a bigger chunk of money is $1,042,865 and 62 or 61 cents, right? 1,042,865 and 61 cents. Doesn't it make sense that to wait a year to get that instead of grabbing this, go ahead and get that? See, if I've kept my nose clean up to this point, I probably want to keep my nose clean so that I can, a year from now, I could have that kind of value. Am I right?
Right.
I mean, you take on the PFS, the 8,381, right? And the new coin value of that. So basically, on the 15th, when you start clicking these buttons down here and click, 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 see, they're not clickable right now, but on the 15th they will be. That's why it says on the 15th of January, come here and click these buttons, and you'll move the coin out of your wallet, and it'll go into basically we're just sending everything to the guarantee. And then what will happen is you'll have this amount here. Each of these amounts will be showing up as you do so. Each of these amounts will be showing up in your smart contract, okay, with the new coin, okay? So, 8,381 versus 6,078,000. Guys, this should be like a no-brainer. Just looking at the difference in these two numbers in a single day, the value is going to go from that to that. And yes, it's got to sit there for a year. That's how it's going to work. But obviously, that's not a big deal when you're talking about such a big jump in value. Am I right?
Right.
So in order to take advantage of that, you need to put in you need to insert a wallet address. Okay. So you need to have a brand new clean wallet address. And here's a video where I show how to make one. Okay. But of course, I'm showing you the desktop or laptop version of how to make one. It's a little different using a phone. Okay. And I see your hand up, Hunter. I'll get back to you. Just let me finish my thoughts here. Okay. And so when it comes to putting that wallet in, you put it right there, you save it, and then boom, what will happen is that we'll make a record of what was in your wallet, what was in holdings, what was in collateral, what was the total amount, okay? All that information will be stored, okay, in our database along with the amount of coin that will be allocated. So you'll end up with 2.085 whatever in PFI in my case, in the new coin value, okay? And it'll be there in the smart contract. It's going to be the smart contract will not release that for 365 days. So basically, we're looking at around the 15th of 2027, okay? So January 15th, 2027. That'd be like the soonest that you would see that this would open up, okay? Because it needs to roll for 365 days, okay? And it would be the new coins going into your wallet at that point. Okay. Now it needs to be a brand new wallet. We want to protect that brand new wallet so that there's no commingling, there's no mixing up of old coins and new coins and things like that. Because if it ever got questioned by any kind of a regulatory body in any government anywhere in the world, you can basically say, Well, these coins are different. I don't own these coins. These coins are, I'm a steward of them. Okay, and we can even provide a letter. Part of what makes all this possible is we're setting up our foundation, and that's nearly done. Okay, so our foundation, we're going to have three entities shortly, and it could be today or tomorrow. I mean, it's like we're right on top of it right now, where the actual creation of these things are done. But we'll have three entities. We're going to have a holding company, not a holding company. We're going to have a foundation, and then the foundation then will have a token distribution uh, entity, right? You call it an LLC if you want. That will be below it. And then also below it'll be an operating company. So we'll have the three entities, and I've talked about this in videos last year, what that's all about. So everything's going to be, we'll have proper jurisdiction in the world. And what's great about Panama is that they're, as far as assets are concerned, it is considered tax exempt. Okay. So the way, so when it comes to these cryptocurrencies, that's an important thing to have is, make it tax exempt. Now, if you have coins in your wallet and you sell those coins, you can lose that tax exempt status. Okay. Because now you're not treating it like a steward anymore. You're treating it like you own those coins. And basically, how you treat these coins matters a lot when it comes to the tax ramifications. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's why we don't want you to put any BNB. We want this wallet to be empty. No BNB, no USDT, no PFI, no PFB, no PFS, no PFG, no PML, nothing. The only thing this wallet should be is just an empty address. That's it. Simple. Takes a few seconds to create one, and you can watch the video down here to get an idea how to do that. And then you insert that address right here, and then that's where the new coins are going to go. And plus, it gives you a certain degree of privacy because there might be people out there that know your current address, your wallet address, whereas they won't have any idea, who you are based on the new address. So there's a certain degree of privacy that's also, kind of nice there as well. You need to get that done before the 15th of January. You need to have this address done before that, okay? Or no later than, these buttons, you shouldn't be able to click on them until that's actually done. You know what I'm saying? So, but these buttons don't become live until this timer here goes to 0. Okay, when this timer goes to 0, then these buttons should become live and you can go click, 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 and then basically all the records will be done and your smart contract will be set up as a result. Okay. So those that fail to move their coins will lose their holdings. Okay, like whatever we're holding here, like you can see, I'm there. Right here, I've got like over 1.5 PFS coin is being held in my case, right? Which is a lot. Okay, which is a lot, and that's got a tremendous value. Okay, so so basically, if for some reason someone either is not paying attention or they choose not to transition with us for whatever reason. Okay. Well, they can't expect those holdings to go with them and stay with them. This is a reset. Okay. We need to understand that this is a reset and that's something you're going to lose. And you will not be able to get new coins. So basically, if you don't transition with us, okay, then all of our websites offering new coins and any kind of promotions or any kind of thing going on regarding the new coins, that'll never be available to someone that doesn't transition with us. Okay. Um, and they also lose the ability to become a co-founder. Okay. So they will never see a co-founder bonus or a partner bonus. Okay. That'll never happen for them because they chose not to transition. So a lot can be lost here. Wouldn't you guys agree if you don't do the transition with us?
Agreed.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
and it's all spelled out here. So basically, you'll be just stuck in the old coin membership forever, which there's going to be benefits and value there. But compared, you just do side by side comparison here, right? You can just tell that it's just not as fantastic as, those that choose to transition with us. Okay. So we expect everybody who's really serious here to have no problem going through the transition and wanting to have that happen. Okay. Now, realize that a lot can happen in a year, and a lot of things can be set up so that you can enjoy ongoing tax exempt or something similar to that, ongoing based on how you just handle these coins on an ongoing basis, right? And additional things can be put in place as we move forward. And so the idea is to maximize, the potency of what you're holding, right? Without the liabilities that could come with, as taking a position of straight ownership. Does that make sense, everybody?
Yes.
Yep, makes sense.
Yes.
All
Yep.
right. Okay, I'm just drilling it hard here. So Hunter, you've had your hand up. What's on your mind? Is it regarding this here?
Well, I did want to give give a bit of a shameless plug to MyNet's Meme, which is going to go over this, and it's also going to go over how to make a new wallet address with all the other popular wallets that I've seen people use here in pool funding, as well as on mobile. So it'll be the pretty much the same time we start this time, except it'll be, of course, it'll be tomorrow. So everyone keep an eye out for that.
Well, there you go. Another a Crypto Cove um, branded meeting training regarding this, or
Yep.
okay, fantastic. All right, good deal. Well, we appreciate you doing that, because I know I've been watching some of the comments and on the Telegram groups, and some people little uncertain about how to properly create a wallet address that will work and all that. It's really simple once you know what you're doing, but MetaMask, for example, keeps changing things, and so you have to kind of figure out
Oh, yes.
where things are, because sometimes you go looking for where you think it is and it's not there, and then but if you look carefully, you can find it. And as I did in that video down below, you can tell I went through that process of searching for the right thing, and I found it. So there you go, guys. So the time is short. This is happening soon. Okay. All right. Now, I want to tell you guys that uh, our pool micro lending is going to be our focal point at the beginning of this year. Okay. So coming here, okay, this is extremely important. Okay. I would consider, you know, uh, our pool funding website is like a cash flow engine. Okay. And I would consider the pool micro lending website the starter of the engine. In other words, this is what's going to get the engine even going. Okay, it's this one here. And so I expect the PML coin to reach price stability much sooner than any of our old or new pool funding coins. Okay, we expect the PML to reach price stability sooner than any of those. Okay. And the reason why that's important is because the whole point of this website is to provide a place to convert pool funding coins into paper money. Okay. That's the whole point of PML. Okay. So until we reach price stability, we're using price signals. Right now, the signal is no PML selling right now. None. Not even a penny. Okay. Don't sell anything. If you got PML, don't sell it. And so the let's see here, the future's bright. Okay, we want to reach price stability between 1.5 and $2 million. Okay, where we really solid, we way above our, the $50,000 we need it to the price to be in order to offer double rebates. Okay, 1.5 million to 2 million is a long ways from 50,000. Okay. We've already seen what happens when when people are selling the coin, before we reach price stability. Here's chart after chart after chart after chart of how ugly that looks when selling happens before price stability. Okay, but what creates price stability is positive buying pressure. Okay, so let me cover this paragraph here. positive buying pressure for PML comes from the following. Large buyers will want to have $3,000 of PML so they can do two $50 units to lend daily. Okay. So otherwise you can only do one, right? Software limits you to doing one. If you have less than $3,000. So if you go to the dashboard here and you got less than $3,000 of PML here, okay, then you can only do one lend per day. Okay. Just to be clear about that. Now, so there's a reason why someone on their first day might come in and buy $3,000 of PML on their first day joining this website because they want to do two loans per day instead of one. Okay. Now, plus large buyers will want to have $6,000 of PML so that the guarantee will instantly double their money every day on these two $50 units daily. Okay. So if you take a look here at the lend area, you notice that I've got kind of like a peppering of, paid and default and paid, but because of the guarantee, even the default, I got double my money. Right, right, guys? You can see I don't have any open loans here. Okay. And you see that the rest, everything from this point forward is just all guarantees, all of it. Okay. Why is that? Because I have over $6,000 of PML right here. I've got $6,000 in my wallet. That qualifies me to get, guaranteed, and I can do two a day. Okay. As you can see down here, on the 7th, I did two. On the 6th, I did two. Okay. You can see, and I was paid instantly. So there's no waiting. It actually, the moment the transaction is happening, it takes your $50 and then it pays you $100. So in a single transaction, it's receiving your $50 of PML and it's giving you to your wallet instantly $100, doubling your money. You don't have to wait 30 days. How many people would want that? Think about that for a second. How many people are going to want a way to just create $100 in just about a few seconds and it's done instantly? How many people in the world are going to want that? And they could do it every day, right?
Everybody with money.
Okay,
Sounds
yeah.
great.
Well, people that have the $6,000 are going to want it, but that doesn't mean that you can't work your way up to that too. So the cool thing about the way we do this is it doesn't matter where you are on that socioeconomic ladder, you can climb yourself way up there and make it happen.
Bring it down back. Oh,
All right. So let me see if I can find a poster here real quick.
Quick question, Ace.
Sure, go ahead.
I thought the guarantee was for Wales, not for the 6,000, or is that going to be a double thing?
It's both. So,
Okay.
so even if you're a well and you've got less than $6,000, right? Then you should be able to qualify for that because it's one of the rewards of being a well. That makes sense? So that's the only loophole to the $6,000 thing.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Otherwise, you should have $6,000 to take advantage of this. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So let me share my screen here. Okay. And let's see here. Let's see. We want to go to share screen. All right. So I'm going to look at this poster here. All right. So this is a new marketing poster. Okay. So is it a good deal to leverage $6,000 so that you could get $36,500 year after year after year after year? Is that a good deal?
Yep.
Anybody else besides Scott feel that's a good deal?
Yes, it
Yes.
is. Awesome deal.
fantastic deal.
Very good deal.
Yep, good deal.
All right. So can you imagine people that actually have, they're loose for 6,000? I mean, there's plenty of Americans, there's plenty of Canadians, there's plenty of Australians, there's plenty of Europeans, right? there's plenty of people around the world that are loose for $6,000, right? Who would see this as an awesome deal. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're out there.
Yeah. They're
Yep.
they're not only out there, there's a lot of them, okay? I mean, I don't know if we put a number on it, maybe 100 million of them, maybe 500 million of them, you know? But it's a big number like that, okay? If they were clear on the offer, if someone could make this offer to them very clear where they understood what they're getting, they would be very excited about it. Okay, very, very excited. Okay. So it's just a matter of talking to those people, right, that have this ability to do this. Okay. Because literally, if you get $100 a day and there's 365 days in a year, well, that works out to be 36,500. That's how the math works, right? So basically, you're just leaving the 6,000 sitting in the market, but this 36,500, when we reach price stability, that's very liquid. You could do whatever you want with that. That makes sense? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Do you realize, guys, if you look at the current chart here on PML, we're currently at 227,466. I'm telling you right now, if one person came in here today and they purchased $6,000 of PML today in one shot. I mean, it wouldn't be like they wouldn't be allowed to do it in one transaction, but if they were determined to accumulate $6,000 today, they could get it done today. But in the process of doing that, it would push the price over $1 million. Are you aware of that?
Not really, no. But
Okay. Well, see,
I
this is why
That's good to
people
know.
have short memory. Kay, let's bring Kay from Montana. She's personally experienced this. She came in, it wasn't too long ago, right? And she came in and she put in what was it? Was it 5,000 you put in that in one day or 4,000?
4,000.
Oh, yeah. So
4,000.
I think the price was something. What was the price? I think it was a half
That
million.
was $500,000 went to over $1 million on that day.
So there you go. Okay. So, and actually, if you look at the liquidity on PML, yeah, it's even tighter now than it was when Kay did it. Okay. So, and any of you that go to were there live when that actually happened, how many of you remember when that happened? When you were there on that meeting when it happened?
Oh, yes, I
Yeah.
remember it well.
You saw it with your own eyeballs. Okay. And I'm telling you, it only takes one person with $6,000 that buys up $6,000 in one day. It only takes one of them to push the price where it's at currently to over $1 million per coin. Only one. Okay, that's a fact. That's a fact, Jack. Okay. All right. What if we had two people do that? What would happen to the price? What do you guys think would happen to the price? I would say we'd probably be at the 1.4 million. That's our target. Okay. So our next target here is, as we climb back up, we want to get the target back up to 1.4 million. And then we're back on track with our plan there that we had before. Okay. So just be aware of how powerful the incentive is compared to, what that would, do to the price. Okay. Now think about it. Fast forward, 2, 3, 4 months from now, when we're already at price stability, okay, and we have, one or two people a week coming in with $3,000, $6,000 every week, okay, and the people that want to sell their coin, they want to sell their PML coin because they need the cash, which is the whole point. And because we have price stability, they're allowed to. They're not. We won't even use signals at that point. It'll just be on all the time, as long as the price remains between 1.5 million and $2 million. Okay, as long as the price remains between in that bracket, then we will leave the ability to sell coin on the PML coin. It'll be on all the time. Do you guys understand that?
Yeah.
yes.
That's why we want price stability in PML. but that's where it has to happen, between 1.5 million and 2 million. Okay. That's where it has to happen. So, and then what's going to keep it up there is that, as soon as one guy comes in and puts $6,000 in this thing, then you have the birds of a feather effect. Have you ever heard of that? Birds of a feather
Yes.
flock together. A $6,000 guy knows 4 or 5 other $6,000 guys. Does that make sense?
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
And then those other 4 or 5 other guys, $6,000 guys, they each also know 4 or 5 other different guys. Like I said, there's like 100 million of them. There's like 500 million of these people out there. Okay, they know each other. Okay, and before you know it, those people are coming in because this is such a good deal. A few seconds here, it's not really even trading. You're just taking advantage of an offer, right? Instantly get, $100 every day, right? Just clickety click, 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 and it's done. And then when we're at price stability, it's liquid cash. Okay, it's not coins that you can't touch. Okay, it goes from coins you can't touch to coins that's liquid cash. PML is meant to be liquid cash. Can I make this more clear? That's the whole point of it. Okay, that's what we want. And PML is going to achieve this, status, before any of our pool funding coins achieve the same thing later on. Okay, but right now, we need to create some strength. Okay, but the offer is powerful. So those of you that have been collecting, Bob and Joe, and those of you that have been collecting $100 every day on this guarantee, what do you think about this guarantee thing when you have over $6,000 of coin? What do you think about it?
Yeah, it sounds like a sweet deal to me
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it is a sweet deal. Doesn't sound like it. It is.
yeah, it totally is.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob, are you able
Wonderful.
are you able to talk, Bob?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
I
Can
like it.
can I
Matter of
out
fact,
can,
I've
can
been
I
on
out
other.
can I out you? Bob's our number one
Sure.
lender. Okay.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, so Bob's got, Bob's been able to do more loans than anybody in the whole community, right? Is that okay if I say that, Bob?
Sure,
All right, appreciate that. So you
not a
you
problem.
you you must love the idea you don't have to wait 30 days to double your money. You must love that, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's routine now.
Just routine. You just come in, you made $100. It's a feel good
Yep,
moment, and you move on with the rest of your day.
that's right. That's right.
All right, good deal.
And buy some more coin.
That's it. That's it. Yeah. So that's what we're talking about, guys. So let me go back here to positive buying pressure. Okay. Now, if we come back to the website and we go to dashboard and come back here, click here. All right, signal, and come back down here to. All right, so positive buying pressure. We talked about the 3,000. We've talked about the 6,000. There's going to be people that are going to come in on their first day and they're going to buy that much. Is that exciting or what? Okay.
Yes,
Now,
absolutely.
and then imagine, the number of people are going to take advantage of our promo. Okay. We have a promo here. If you go here to our website, you can click on promo. For $100 of USDT, you can get $200 of PML, and 100 of that is actually going to push the price of PML up by $100. Okay, so when you take advantage of this offer, so $100 is pushing up the price. So your $100 is going into the market. Okay, it's not going to me or anyone else. It's going into the market. Okay, and it's going to be pushing the price of PML up by $100 every time someone takes advantage of this promo. If you don't take advantage of this promo, then you won't be qualified for paid training because you got to do it. You got to take advantage of the promo. Okay? If you don't do it, you don't get paid training. So I think a lot of people are going to be interested in paid training. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
All
of
right.
course.
So basically, for just a few clicks of a mouse, on our website, you can take advantage of that promo. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Okay. And then, oh, here it is right here. $100 of PML to get $200 of PML. So if you pay, you purchase 100 and get 200 instantly. Okay. And that's a one-time offer for, so all of our members are going to do that. So you think about it. So as we grow, if we got 500 people doing that every day, if we got 1,000 people coming in every day, imagine that'd be $100,000 of positive buying pressure. Would that allow you to sell, $95,000 of the coin? If you have $100,000 come in today and you sell off $95,000 of the coin, what happens to the price?
Not much.
It's going to go up a little bit, okay, slightly, right? Just simple math, right? If it's, it'd be a $5,000 difference. But that's what we're talking about. And as long as our price is fluctuating, between the 1.5 million and $2 million on PML, so in other words, a lot of buying pressure has been built into the idea of this Pool Micro Lending website and the PML coin. A lot of buying pressure is already built into it, including the fact that lenders have to buy PML in order to lend it, and borrowers have to buy PML in order to pay back their loans, to get their collateral, and to get the double rebates. Okay. Now that's a solid stack of reasons to buy PML and contribute to the positive buying pressure. Okay. So you guys should study this. You guys should study this. Okay. This page here, because it becomes very, very clear when you do, and this is a good video. Okay. It becomes very, very clear that this is the starter of our engine. Okay. So if we have something that you can get into paper money and we can reach price stability quickly, okay, then, that's going to make everybody excited, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So that's what we're talking
Yeah.
about. That's kind of the point here. All right, so I think I beat that horse to death. Just realized that on the 16th of January, after we do this like total transition, our focus is going to be on that PML website. That's going to be our focus because that's where people are going to enjoy the price stability factor sooner than anywhere else. Okay, going to happen there sooner than anywhere else. So wherever we land as far as price is concerned, before then, it doesn't really matter. Everybody's going to be happy with how this is going to roll out, okay, between now and the 15th and after the 15th. It's going to be done with a lot of reason and everything's going to be done, in a manner that makes good business sense. Everybody repeat those two words, business sense, okay?
Business
Business
sense.
sense.
Business sense.
All right, so those are important. Okay, we don't want to do things that are, that are not sensible. Okay, so there's definitely a real plan here, and I'm trying to give you guys a good clarity as to how this plan is going to work, and just realize everything's going to be, in this reset that we're doing, everything's going to be turned on and working, but it's going to be working better than it ever has before. We just couldn't quite get where we wanted to get before the holidays hit. And we had to basically just say, let the holidays pass and then we'll get busy afterwards. Okay, now it's time to get busy afterwards. This is it. This is the busy time. We get now busy, okay? And we make this happen. All right. Let's see here. La di da da da. Yeah. That pretty much covers what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. So I can open it up to general Q&A. Don't bring any personal situations into this, Q&A, okay? If you got personal situation, take it to our executive team. So keep it conceptual with your questions. They should be concept oriented, not, hey, this is my situation and can you fix it for me? Okay, don't do that in a meeting, okay? This is bad etiquette, okay? But if you're trying to understand something, if you're trying to get clarity about an idea that has to do with pool funding or anything that we're doing here in pool funding, especially with this transition, if you got any questions, now is the time to ask. So you get clarity on all the ideas. So who would like to go first in our Q&A? Oh my God, did I do it again? Hunter?
You must have.
Okay,
Oh,
Scott.
never mind.
Okay.
There's something.
All right, Scott out of Thailand's got a
As we say.
question. All right, go ahead, Scott.
Okay. Yeah, hi. About the transition
Yes,
and the wallet. Obviously, we've got this separate wallet for the new coins. Once we've done that, is that's put to one side, and we carry on using the original wallet with the old and the new coins all together. Is that right?
correct. Yeah,
Ah, okay.
right. Okay. So basically we're not gonna, we don't need everybody to change, but that gives us like a year to change over. So the idea is that even on the current wallet you'll continue to use,
Yeah.
even in this transition, when it comes to like the 90-day distribution and all that, you're going to start getting coin. Or if you decide to purchase coin, you know what I'm saying? That's going to be part of the 2026. And remember, the transition doesn't complete till 2027, right? We'll be like
Mhm.
middle of January of 2027. So we're talking about the entire year of 2026 is going to operate with the current wallet that you're currently using anyway. Okay. So that's good.
Yeah.
Where'd you go, Scott? Well, there you are. So
Yeah.
that's important. And just remember that any premature selling has really terrible let's just say, let me put it to you like this. Let's say you get into the year 2026 and you're for some silly reason you decide to buy some, of our coins, and then you turn around and sell the coins, and you're got this contract out here, right? You're screwing the whole thing up for yourself, okay? Because that would be violation of a price signal, right? And see, we're looking for people that we can trust, that we can move forward with you. So, no, just because it's in a different wallet doesn't mean you treat it differently. We want to take all of the coins and make sure that we are coordinating. What's the word? We're leveraging cooperation. So, price signals are about cooperation, right? So, any premature selling of anything would have the result of, like, if you're in the top deck, like the new coin guy. Okay, you would automatically get moved down to the lower deck. Okay, so guess what happens to your contract? Your contract will be reduced from the new coin to the old coin as well. Does that make sense? All right.
Okay.
So there's gonna be there's agreements here inside this contract, right? If you violate any of those agreements, then you got the consequences follow. Okay. So yeah, you'll continue to use the current wallet you have, and and if you play it smart and you don't sell any coin, you don't, in most countries that means you don't have a tax consequence at all because you haven't sold anything, right? So that's why when it comes to the coins, we don't typically want to sell them. Okay, we just want to hold on to them. All right, and if you use our pool funding website properly, it should be creating cash flow for you. You know, so you have this beautiful engine you can show people, and you show them the starter of the engine, and then they go, "Oh yeah, that's great." They get involved with us, and maybe because of the starter, and then they end up getting excited about the whole engine of the cash flow engine that we have, and that produces USDT for them. Now, if you receive USDT, you can sell that. That's generally yours to use to keep or sell, right? Generally. So, um, but yeah, so so I'm glad you brought that question up because people have to keep track of these things. You're going to have two wallets. You got this wallet you're going to continue to use, and you got this brand new wallet that's going to be fresh, clean, and there's nothing commingled with it. We can even, if the foundation can provide you a letter saying that what you're holding in that wallet is not your ownership. It's actually you're part of it's part of a stewardship. You know what I'm saying? And in that you're just it's a decentralized treasury, right? And then it would be covered by the tax exempt status. And as long as you never sell any of those coins when they enter into the wallet, if you don't sell the coin, that tax exempt status should continue ongoing. Okay, so trust me, you're going to be concerned about taxes when you start dealing with millions of dollars. Okay, yeah, you don't want to pay tax. You don't want to pay taxes on millions of dollars. You want to avoid the taxes. You want to do whatever is lawfully legal, able to do, which the rich people always do that, right? Rich people take advantage of every loophole possible to not pay taxes. Okay. So we'll be smart like that. All right, I saw Joe's hand up, and I see Ruth Brown. She had her hand up first, and then Rosalie. So I'll go in that order. We'll go Ruth Brown, Rosalie, and then Joe. So go
Okay,
ahead. Go ahead, Ruth.
yes, I just want to have something clear in my head. You
Yes.
said that if if you had $3,000 in your wallet,
Yes.
you could make one loan a day.
Two loans, 3,000 gets you two.
To,
Let,
to,
yeah,
but
less than 3,000, you only get to do one.
less than $3,000, you get to do one.
Yeah.
Did you say except if you're a whale, you can do two? Did you say that?
I don't know if it's programmed that way, but I wouldn't mind making that a benefit for the whales, But I would encourage the whales just to get $6,000, with the the rewards that the whales are getting. I mean, we're doing the math the other day, like, for so little, a person could end up having $6,000 very easily if they're already a whale. So,
So can I encourage you to make that a benefit for the whales?
yeah, I don't know how it's programmed, if it's programmed that way yet or not, but I can easily make it that way. So don't be too concerned.
I'm
But
glad you said easily.
yeah,
That's the operative word.
yeah,
You could make it
yeah.
easy for the whales to do.
It's just a command. I command the programmer and he does it, so
All right.
it's that easy for me. I command you
Okay.
and then it happens, right? So, it doesn't
All
happen
right.
in a day, but as long as however long it takes to program it.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, Ruth. Rosalie, Happy New
Hello,
Year.
yes, sir. Good morning or good evening, America. And sir, my question is, how about if only active in $1, sir? Can we still do all the token in transition, like the PFS, PFB,
Yeah,
sir,
yeah,
and the
yeah,
PFG?
yes. In fact, you should be active. At least in order to do the transition, you need to be, at least $1 active. So it only takes $1
Okay.
on the 15th to be active, right? So, but yeah,
Okay, sir. Thank you.
here's the other thing is that in order to unlock the coins in the new coin wallet, two things are going to happen. One is you have to have 300 days of being active in at least the $1 pool. And you also have to have 300 days that you made a $1 purchase on the market of our new coin, any one of our new coins. So as long as you meet those two criteria and the 365 days comes along and everything's shipshape, then the coins go from the contract into your wallet with those requirements. But the $1 the $1 a day in the market times 300 days, that's going to put positive buying pressure onto the new coins. Okay, so imagine if we had a million people putting $1 in every day, on our new coins, that'd be $1 million a day of positive buying pressure, right? So that's how we get to a price stability, okay? Is with the proper amount positive buying pressure. So I added to your question and made more, have given you more information. Okay. All good, Rosalie?
Thank you, sir. Yes,
All right.
sir.
All right, you're welcome. All right, Joe, buddy, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing all right. I'm down in Florida right now, kind of
Oh,
vacationing.
nice. Okay.
It's getting into the warmer weather. It's pretty cold back in Minnesota.
Yeah.
So I wanted to verify that once the 15 hits and the new coins come in, and we're switching over, so the PFI, PFB, the S, and the G is all going to shift to the new coins. But when we are making our pool funding payments and receiving payments, those are going to be all dealt with the old coins. Is that correct?
No, new coin.
Oh, new coin.
So we're gonna have two tiers. We're gonna have the people that transitioned with us in the top tier, and they're getting the new coin. But so it's a reset, so it's going to take 90 days for that to happen, right? So,
Okay.
but yeah,
And it's going to be the same for the lending site as well, as far as which coins we use for collateral.
right. No, I think we're going to keep it down on the old coin for
Okay.
collateral, but that's why we're going to have a line of credit available for
Okay.
people, you know,
Yeah.
that
Okay,
don't that
cool.
don't that don't have the old coin. We'll be offering a line of credit, you know.
All right, great. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So just realize, guys, we're gonna use some business sense as this transition happens. We're gonna do it with business sense, and it's all gonna make sense as we move through it. But just realize that if you're in the top tier, because we're gonna have basically a two-tiered system, people that are involved with us with the new coin, with all the benefits like tax exempt status and da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? And then the other one is more like for those people that are just, diehard traders and they want to be a trader, they're gonna be, in the old coin, and they'll still be able to participate, you know what I'm saying? But that's what's gonna happen. If someone violates, the agreement in the top tier, they just get moved and all their coins convert from new coin to old coin. Okay. So whatever is being held for them, contracts, in holdings on our website, all of that would switch from new coin value to old coin value. And also realize that the old coin values, when you pay $1 to get PFI in the old coin, okay, you don't get a market value dollar, do you? You get basically something that's about 700 times less than $1. Okay. You get like 0.000 something of $1, right? Because it's based on hitting the price target of a 500,000. And PFI is not a $500,000, is it? So that'll continue to be like that. Okay. So people, so it's going to be much harder in the bottom tier. So people that are down in that bottom tier, they still have a big incentive to get these prices up to their first price target because that's how they're being paid on the website based on those prices. Okay. So people that go from the top tier down to the bottom tier, or people that are stuck in the bottom tier because they fell asleep during the transition and didn't bother transitioning with us. Okay. They just don't have all the advantages and they don't get all the value that people that are paying attention and that do follow us in the transition, right? Make sense? So I'm just adding to your that thing there, Joe. Just bring even more clarity to this. Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
Hope that helps. So yeah, important meeting. I said this is probably one of the most important meetings you could ever come into because the information's here. And thank goodness that we are recording it for those that missed the meeting live. They can still watch it before the 15th to understand all these little caveats and nuances. And like they better be ready to do this transition because if they just look at that chart, if all they got to do is come here and look at this, all they got to do is go to the website and click here, okay, and just look at these numbers. Look at the old coin value versus the new coin value, and ask themselves, is it worth, paying attention? Okay. When you guys see these numbers, I'll see if I can make them bigger. I don't know if I can. Let's see. Yeah, maybe that helps. Okay. See that? When I look at this number and I compare it to that number, I feel a big incentive to pay attention. Should I be paying attention? What do you guys think?
Yes,
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
yes.
Well, I,
Yeah.
I want to transition, don't I? I want to
Mhm.
transition that because this value changes on that day. On the 15th, the value goes from here to there. Okay. And I just have to keep my nose clean, you know, so that I can, so that I don't lose my status in the new coin, thing. Okay. It's very important. So we are leveraging cooperation. Very, very important. Hey, Rod, good to see you, buddy. Been a while. How are you?
Oh, thanks, Ace. I'm pretty good. Yeah. If for some reason you become inactive for 2 or 3 days, there is times if you're traveling and you can't get internet access or you forget. How does that affect the whole situation?
Not too much because you can get active in a single day just by making a payment again. And like I said, the coins are locked up for 365 days at least, okay? And you have to have 300 days of being active in at least the $1, $1 pool. And you have to have 300 days of making a market buy of $1, okay? $1 for 300 days each day. So you have to meet those two criteria in order to have that contract open and for the coins to move into your wallet a year from now.
Okay.
So there's
Good.
what, 65 days that you could be on vacation. Okay.
Yep. Okay. Good one. Thank you. Good.
You're welcome. All right. So let's see, Ruth, you're unmuted. Did you want to add something, Ruth? Anything else, Rod?
Oh, good. I'm just trying to work out how to drop my hand.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah. You'll figure it out. You did it. Good job. Okay, so that's it, guys. So I want to thank all of you for coming to another one of our paid trainings. And let's see if we can pump up that PFG price because that's what the paid trainings are being, they're being paid out in PFG, right? So the higher that is, the more you're going to, more value you're going to get out of that. And, we'll be back here on Monday. Now, Monday, technically, I'll be with family. So let me take a look at my calendar real quick. Monday is the 12th. So I technically don't have any, services on the 12th. But I do on, I do on the 13th. So I would say probably not going to be doing a business opportunity meeting on the 13th. So probably not do that on the 13th, just so you're aware of that, because I'll be dealing with, that's a private viewing time, with my family that we'll have with the casket and all that for my father's funeral. So we have a private viewing on the 13th and then we're actually having a public viewing on the 14th. And and then on the 15th is Thursday. So that's the day that we're doing this. And most likely we'll probably still have a paid training on the 15th, the day of this transition. Okay. Most likely shouldn't be a problem with that. That's what we have to look forward to next week. And then, of course, Mr. Gildas is picking the trainings back up for the UK time zone. So those of you in the UK time zone, you'll be excited to be getting back together with Mr. Gildas. I believe he's here. Can you say hello real quick, Mr. Gildas? He's out of Cameroon. I believe he's here. It's very early in the morning for him.
Hello?
There he is.
I'm here.
Yeah. So there you go. So he's going to be doing his meeting. All his paid trainings are going to kick back up as well. So when's the next one, Mr. Gildas?
I think the next one will be on Saturday.
On Saturday. Okay, that's your next
8
one.
p.m. Yeah.
At 8 p.m. Eastern time, right? Well, not Eastern time,
Yeah.
but UK time.
London time.
Yeah.
Yeah, UK.
London.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for doing that. And we're back in business, guys. The holidays are officially over. Okay. It's time to get back to business.
Okay.
Yay.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Yay.
All
Yeah.
right. And if you're excited, go ahead and unmute and shout it out how excited you are. Okay. If you're excited,
Very
unmute.
excited.
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 So excited.
Excited.
Yay!
Very excited.